vinegar because this shit is my dinner. I didn't really eat anything when I came home, so I've been drinking wine and absinthe on an empty stomach. I'm sorry, y'all, if that crunch is hella loud, because I really can't hear it through these headphones. But yeah, that's how I'm really feeling. You know, and I didn't want anyone to kind of like twist my thoughts and my words up into like, yo, she's a hater in any sense of the topics. Like, she's a hater when it comes to comedians, she's a hater when it comes to women, she's a hater when it comes to like this girl or whatever. I'm not. And it's in those experiences that I had growing up that now as an adult I can genuinely say, like, listen, I'm all about being fair. It's fair. Like, let a comedian have their joke, and again, if their intent is not to hurt me and their intent is to not make fun of me and poke fun at me and say, don't exaggerate my truth and just look at me like you're a black woman and you're ugly and you're fucked up, like, that's not a joke. That's just pointing at me and apparently reading my soul through the audience. But that intent is to purposely degrade me. The intent is to degrade me and not to exaggerate some form of that truth. You know, I'm all about fairness when it comes to women. Yeah, I want women to be equals. I want this equalist agenda to happen, or as I call it, my ladyist agenda to happen. But at the same time, we also need to work together within our communities and our female communities. And I'm mostly talking about like our black female communities, because I feel like black women, we need to hold each other accountable. Let's stop worrying about what this 53% is doing, and let's worry about us. Let's strengthen us. Let's, you know, take these fingers, stop having these fingers apart, bringing them together and making them a fist, and start calling out these people who ain't doing what the fuck they need to be doing. You know, I feel like that. I feel like, you know, if we want to be independent, then figure out how independent we really want to be. How independent do you want to be, and how much of this traditional ideology of how women should be treated and should be dealt with, etc., how much of that are we willing to let go in order to be equal with our male counterparts? Because until we stop telling them, you know, until we start telling them you don't gotta pay the bill, I'm a cop half of that. You know, until we start getting on this quote, I really don't mean to bring her up this way, but like on that Beyonce let me upgrade you tip, like until we get to that, are we really trying to be free of their depiction of us? If they still think that we need to buy their food and you know, they need to buy our food and pay for our hair and pay for our nails and pay for our car payment and pay for our rent, do you think they'll ever think that we can be independent? I don't know. I don't think so. You know? Until we start telling them like, nah, we good. We really good. Like, we really don't need y'all because we got our own, and we don't have this mentality of like, you know, as long as a man gonna pay for my shit, I'm good. And, you know, even when we have our own, we're not like, you know, I mean, yes, it's a nice thing to do. It's a traditionally courteous thing to do for a man to treat us well. A man should always treat us well, but he shouldn't have to do the stereotypical manly quote unquote things to demonstrate that he can treat us well. Treat us well by being our partner. Treat us well by being our companion. Treat us well by being our equal. Treat us well by showing us that you love us as much as we love you. Be our equal in that, right? Show us that we are equals by saying, yeah, my woman should be making as much as me because she has the same education that I did. Right? That's how a man can absolutely treat you well. You know, if I rub your back, you rub my feet. Right? If I wash the dishes, you take out the trash. Be my equal. You know, I think when we start getting to that place, then people will really start taking us seriously. You know, It's like we want everything. We want it all. And it's like you can't want to be equal if you want it all. All does not equate equality. It equates majority, right? You're having everything. You're having the whole and not the half. Unless you want the whole, and he can have the whole. And then he'll have the whole. Oh, that was a terrible one. And then lastly, when it comes to the jealousy, you got to be fair. And I say you got to be fair. When I say you got to be fair, you got to let that shit go. Be jealous. But also understand that jealousy ain't going to get you where you want to go unless you're motivated for you to do better. Use it as motivation to do better. Clearly, I haven't reached that stage yet because I'm not doing better. I ain't got no, I can't be attracting the dudes that I want or that are good for me or whatever, clearly. And no, I'm not saying that, the jealousy thing that I need to be validated by a man, etc. I'm using the situation in which I posed where men who I was attracted to were were interested in other women. And thus, I did not make the playing field fair by having that level of confidence. And that's what I'm saying. That, I'm not entirely there yet, but I am wise enough to know at the very least at this age in the game that being jealous at what another woman can do is not going to make me better. I need to be better in general. And that way by me being better, I won't find any reason to be jealous of another person because I have all that I need and I know that I have all the things that will make me successful. Blam. And with that, I am gonna go because I have like 2 more gulps of this drink. I probably should just chug it while I'm on the air right now. But shit, I just dropped one of my chips. Oh, it's so tasty. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Gulp 1. Gulp 2. Ooh, I think I got 2 more gulps. Hold on. Gulp 3. Gulp 4. Damn, I got 1 more. Hold on. Gulp 5. Gulp 5 was the big one because I really didn't want to go for 6. But in any event, now that my drink is done, I'm actually going to go ahead on out. I want to thank you all for listening to the Adultish podcast presenting this episode of Fifi After Dark, aka FAD. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please be able or feel free to share said feelings with me on social media at ALJA0214 on Instagram or on Twitter at LaJoliePoeta. That's LaJoliePoeta. You can also hit this podcast up on the Adultish handles on both Twitter and Instagram at AdultishP0DCAST. That's ADULTISHP0DCAST. Woo! I was able to spell that shit correct. Okay. And if you want to chat with me without it being on social, on Twitter, on IG, where people can come in and comment and do whatever the fuck they want to do in our business, my dear listeners, please hit me up an email at Afiya@digidiznet.com. That's AFIYA at digidiznet.com. I want to thank you all again. Thank you all so very much for tuning into the Adultish podcast, for listening, for downloading, for playing, for streaming, for sharing, for commenting. Absolutely thankful to have such a wonderful audience, and I hope that we continue to give you things to think about and to have you keep coming back for more because we love having you come over. Until the next FAD, cheers. Can you hear that? That cling. Okay, there we go. Cling. Bye.